Welcome to the NewsHour. A typically ordinary Senate hearing on worldwide threats to the U.S. became contentious today following news of a major national security breach. The editor-in-chief of The Atlantic revealed yesterday that he was accidentally put into a chat on the Signal messaging app with top U.S. officials as they discussed military strikes in Yemen. Two of those officials testified in the Senate hearing today. Our congressional correspondent, Lisa Desjardins, has our report.
I can just say this, if this was the case of a military officer or an intelligence officer and they had this kind of behavior, they would be fired.
Democrats on the Senate Intelligence Committee today hammered CIA Director John Ratcliffe and Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard over the Signal chat security breach.
Director Ratcliffe, were you on the group chat?
Senator, I was on a Signal messaging group.
So you were the John Ratcliffe on that chat?
I was.
Thank you, thank you.
Throughout the heated hearing, Ratcliffe and Gabbard stayed cool, confirming they do use the encrypted app for work purposes and stating it's allowed for high-level use. Initially, both denied the chat contained classified information.
To be clear, I haven't participated in any Signal group messaging that relates to any classified information at all.
Okay. Director Gabbard?
Senator, I have the same answer. I have not participated in any Signal group chat or any other chat on another app that contained any classified information.
In The Atlantic's bombshell report, editor-in-chief Jeffrey Goldberg wrote the text chain disclosed, quote, information about targets, weapons the U.S. would be deploying, and attack sequencing. Asked about those specifics, Gabbard and Ratcliffe gave versions of the same non-answer.
I don't recall.
I don't recall giving that instruction.
In that setting, I don't recall.
With a few definitive moments.
The deliberation between principals in our national security apparatus about whether or not to strike another country, would you consider that to be classified information?
Pre-decisional strike deliberation should be conducted through classified channels.
Is your testimony that it was appropriate that he was added to this Signal threat?
Democrats say the chat posed an unacceptable national security risk.
Did you know that the president's Middle East advisor was in Moscow on this thread while you were, as director of the CIA, participating in this thread? Were you aware of that? Are you aware of that today?
I'm not aware of that today.
This sloppiness, this incompetence, this disrespect for our intelligence agencies and the personnel who work for them is entirely unacceptable. It's an embarrassment.
Senator,
you need to do better.
Later in the hearing, Gabbard and Ratcliffe seemed to say that nothing classified from their agencies was involved, but they couldn't speak for the Pentagon.
Is stunning to me. And the idea somehow, well, none of this was classified, but we can't talk about it here. You can't have it both ways.
I think the witness's point is that they can't speak for every official in the government who has original classification authority.
Most Republicans didn't ask about the leak. A few said they would talk only behind closed doors.
I'm going to address it, but I'm going to address it in the closed session.
Outside the hearing room, one Republican who stopped had little to say.
I mean, you heard what I heard.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything to add to that. I just think there's going to have to be more investigation into the facts and circumstances.
But at least one House Republican was critical with me earlier today.
China and Russia is clearly on these networks. You put people's lives at risk when you do this, so it's wrong. There's no ambiguity here.
Former intelligence chair and ranking Democrat Mark Warner went much further, particularly about Hegseth, who reportedly shared the most specifics.
For me, particularly, if Secretary Hegseth let this information out, he should resign.
For his part, Hegseth has slammed the report, late yesterday saying it was flat wrong.
Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that.
We'll look into it.
President Trump, speaking today in the White House Cabinet Room, played down the breach.
There was no classified information.
And called on National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, whose account added Goldberg. Waltz praised Trump, blasted the press, and offered no contrition. all of this eclipsed a hearing that was supposed to focus on outside threats, like Iran, which Gabbard said is not building a nuclear weapon currently, but
Iran's enriched uranium stockpile is at its highest levels and is unprecedented for a state without nuclear weapons.
and like cartels named the top threat this year. Independent Angus King of Maine noticed something not in the report.
Has global climate change been solved? Why is that not in this report? And who made the decision that it should not be in the report when it's been in every one of the 11 prior reports?
Dominating not just the hearing, but much of Capitol Hill today was still the Signal chat.
It is absolutely unacceptable.
With a dozen House Democrats who served in the military calling for an investigation, adding another question to the story. How will Capitol Hill Republicans in charge handle this breach by their own? For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Lisa Desjardins on Capitol Hill.
And we asked each of the Republican senators on the Intelligence Committee to join us for an interview tonight, but none accepted our invitation.